Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we're checking out a cool knife. This is the Tempo by Evolution EDC. All right, today we're looking at the Evolution EDC Tempo knife. This is a knife that is designed and made by the company Evolution EDC. The name of the knife is the Tempo. The OEM is Bestech. So Bestech OEM this knife. The scale materials, first off, titanium scales, titanium clip. I think that's really cool. Hidden hardware, milled titanium clip. I think that's really neat. Got thumb studs on here. You do have steel bar insert over travel stop. You have a frame lock going on over here. It does engage a good 50–55% looks like. We do have a nice big generous blade. This is number 47 M390 blade steel. Kind of a nice belt finish here and a hand maybe satin finish here, or at least maybe it's belt finish both ways, but a little polished. We have a huge finger choil, definitely generous. You can definitely choke up. Large scale as well. A little sharp on the edges. I wish that was, some of the things that you could maybe touch up, but for the price, I went to their website and right now, as of this video, it's listed as $139 and available. So, wow, that's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good price for what you're getting here. Titanium M390, steel bar insert over travel stop, milled titanium clip, hidden hardware. Looks like T8s all the way around, yeah. T8s all the way around. Pivot collar on there, pivot, captive pivot. You have nice jimping on top for you lock in, big finger choil. There is a cutaway. It is access, so it's a little extra access, so that makes it a little easy to get to. You clear the detent right there, so all you gotta do is just drop it there, and then the action's really nice. This is not on skiffs, but I tell you what, this is kind of what I expect if it was on skiffs. Action's just really nice. Thumb studs work pretty well. Over here works pretty well as well. The flipper works pretty decently. Can you do middle finger reverse flick? You can. So you got bonus on this one here. All right. So left-handed reverse flick does work as well. Thumb stud over here, yeah, does work as well. Flipper works over here as well. All right, very cool. So nice. Yeah, cool. Dead nut centered, pretty robust blade. Closing is not bad. It is, I would say, a clip point. Technically, that's a clip point. Some people might call it a drop point, but it does have a corner right there. So to me, it kind of defines a clip point. We can agree to disagree. Modified, whatever you want to call it. Evolution, not terrible on the billboarding. It has M390, has number 447. It does say, where did I just see that? Oh, right here, Evolution on the top. But it's not anywhere else. So it's not terrible. It's not horrible. I mean, it's a little sharp on the top. It could be a little softer, I think. Definitely, some touches. Does have a nice little swedge, decorative, not necessarily as functional, but swedges always intended to be functional, but not necessarily always are functional. This one would be very minimally functional. It's meant to be like a rudder. When you want to cut left, you want the knife to be able to, you want this to be cut away so you can go into the left without more resistance. Just like if you want to cut right, you want this to be, chamfered off a little bit so you can cut right, and then there's not more resistance as you're going in on the top part as you're trying to push the bottom part over. So that's the idea of a swedge. It's actually aesthetically, beautiful, but it can also be functional. Thumb studs work pretty well. They are in a little bit of the path of the blade. Technically, if you go this way, maybe not, right? It is a smaller blade. Big old finger choil does make this look like a little off with the finger choil. Seems like a smaller blade, but still pretty nice. I think it's kind of cool. All right. Flipper wise, action is really good. Cage bearings, I like all that. I think skiffs would probably even make it better for sure, right? Does lock up really well. Steel bar insert over travel. You do have a lanyard. You have a back spacer. There's some jimping here that's functional, so you can lock in here, go over it, and it definitely locks you in. But here, if you needed to, you could kind of lock in for a push cut, maybe a pull cut, like you're going through cardboard, plastic, hard leather, something like that. You're cutting stuff out. Maybe you're making a saddle. I don't know, maybe you're making a leather bag or something, or maybe you're cutting boxes up or cutting plastic, big old pieces of plastic or tubing or something. So, I mean, it does work in that regard. All right, let's do some measurements on this guy. So I think this is 4.5, 5 ounces, maybe over 5 ounces. It feels heavy. It's exactly 5 ounces. It's not a light knife. So a 5-ounce knife, but it also is not a very short knife. I think it does have a little bit of length to it. So let's see how long this guy is. So I think we're dealing with a knife over 8. Yeah, 8 and 3/8. 8 and 3/8. You look at a handle here. The handle itself, if we go up here, is about 4. Now, if we go all the way back here, we're about 4 1/4. right? If we go right here, we're about 3 7/8. Blade length is going to be from the tip to the back is just over 3.5, just under 3.5. So maybe 3 7/8. Cutting length is going to be just at 3 inches. So it's much smaller blade as far as that's concerned. So I think the blade stock thickness is going to be pretty robust. I'm guessing we're 130, 140 thousandths of an inch, right? So let's measure that. 154 thousandths of an inch. Yeah, that's a big one. It's definitely not a small blade. So got some chunkiness to it. Does come to, you know, flat grind here. Definitely not going to be a super thin slicer. Pretty robust to the tip. You're going to be able to get into dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch, all that good stuff. Like I said, so that's kind of cool. Very, very cool. All right. What does this knife run? We talked about it. It's definitely in the regular category, $100 to $300. Right now it's listed at $139. That's what the website had it at. I think it's a great deal. That's fantastic for what you get. 139 bucks. I mean, M390, titanium, hidden hardware, mill clip, cage bearings, captive pivot, flipper, dual actuation, so flipper, thumb stud. You even got a little bonus flick. I mean, got a lanyard. So, I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. All right, so purpose EDC hard use collection piece. Absolutely. By definition, this would be like, you wanted something that looks nice and it's a hard use knife, this would be it. This frame lock's going to engage really well, be nice and solid. So I think there's that. It is edgy. It's a little sharp on the corners. I wish that was smoother, but with this kind of knife, I mean, I would file that down and soften it. For this price range, I can't complain as much, right? When you get into 139 bucks for all of this, I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's a good deal, and I can make it work, right? It's not my ideal. Now, to get those little extra touches, I mean, this would easily become a $200, $220, $250 knife, right? That's where it adds time in the CNC, adds time on the machine, it adds hand processing, hand, polishing. There's time. Time is money in a manufacturing. So a lot of times your most expensive thing in making a knife is the labor. It's not necessarily the machines, it's not necessarily the materials, it's the labor that's involved in making that knife. So there you go. I would say, at least in the USA, when you make mid-tech custom knives, it's 100% that. Maybe overseas, I don't know. Maybe it's so cheap that it's not. Is it a collection piece? You can make it a collection piece. It's close to almost being a budget knife, $40 away from being a budget knife, which is kind of crazy. That could be considered a budget knife at that point, and then I don't think it's a collection piece. Hard use, like I said, yes, EDC 100%. So, and I like the clip. It does round up. It does have some nice flexibility going in and out. This is not super sharp, so it's pretty far away from the cutout here, so it's not a pocket shredder. All good things. All really well thought out. It's a bigger clip, but I appreciate the fact the clip passes the cutaway, because a lot of times when you have a clip that's right on there, that's a pocket shredder. People, may look nice, may look cooler, but it's a pocket shredder, and I hate that. All right. Ergos and feel in action. So first of all, overall design. Handles are nice. It's pretty comfortable. It's edgy. Could it be better? Absolutely. At 139 bucks, it's not bad. 139 bucks, it's not bad. It's fixable. I could fix these things. These are things that I could go in there and I could do. There is chamfering. Even here in the cutaway, you'll see that. There is micro chamfering on here. It's not great, but all that with a file, I can easily fix. Spend half an hour, and I can make this knife feel 1,000 times better. And 140 bucks, yeah, I wouldn't blink twice about that. Open and closing is really nice. The flipper works really well. Closing, obviously, you can see that. Flipper works really well. Thumb studs work really nice. Reverse flick, front flick. Even left-handed over here. Get down here, use the clip, right? You can do that, or you can hold it up high and then do that. But then also the thumb studs over here. That works really well, and then the flipper over here works really well. So left and right hand. And then we've got the middle finger reverse flick. It does work over here. Let's see, can I do it left hand? Let's see. Absolutely can do it left hand. Really nice. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Texture is not a whole lot of texturing. There's some jimping here. There's some jimping here on the flipper. And the flipper goes all the way almost out to the tip. So I don't feel like I'm going to lose it. And that's really cool. And yeah, I can fail it. You can, but if you just relatively flip it, it's going to be solid in there every time, right? So now I had a little stick going on there, and that's because there's some stuff there. I don't know if there's oil got in there, too much oil or something. Anyways, once I wipe that off, by the way, I go in here and I do this because it got on the tang of on the blade here. Once we clear that off, typically, yeah, the stick is It's not there. So I think it might be too much oil or something. Maybe just take it apart and clean it. All right. Ergo's, talking about lanyard, Ergo's action is great. The drop, really nice. Design flow, I like it. I mean, you may not like the fact that the blade's a little short, looks a little wonky with a huge finger trail. Some people like that, some people don't. That's an aesthetic thing, right? In some places, I wish the blade was a little bit more for the size and robustness of the knife. I feel like the handles right here definitely got enough room up here. So large, extra large handles. Boy, that really, it is really edgy. I would have to fix that. Function-wise, yeah, it definitely works. So fidget factor, what do I think of this? Thumb studs, the bonus flick, and all that stuff. I'm going to give this I'm going to give it a 5. Absolutely a 5. So a solid 5 for that. I think it's done well. For $139 knife, it's a 5. As fidgety goodness, overall fidgety goodness, this is going to be a 90. It'll be an A-. It's not quite an A, definitely not an A+, but not quite an A. So, but very good, very good. So an A- for sure in my book. Overall, final thoughts. Is it recommended? $139 for what you get for this knife? Yes, it's recommended 100%. Is it a favorite? I don't know if I would call it a favorite. It's close, pretty close. The edges and stuff, that's what takes it out. But it's absolutely recommended. For $139, I think this is a great buy. It's really, really definitely fantastic. Not quite a favorite in my collection for me personally, but I think it's absolutely a great buy. Let's take a look. Let's zoom in here a little bit so we can take a look at the blade. So here's the blade with the full flat grind, the swedge on top. It's nice. Different hand satin, belt satin finish going this way. There's the thumb studs. You see right there, captive pivot, beautiful pivot collar, and there's the scales right there. It is chamfered here and here, but the edges is where it could be just a little better chamfered. Up here, just a little bit better. You can see they know how to do the chamfering. Look at that. They do that beautiful chamfering there. They could just do that on the corners. I think it would just go a long way. There's weight relief inside. You can see that. And then over here, you can see some weight relief on the scales. It's not incredible, but it's definitely there. You have a back spacer with some jimping. There is a lanyard hole right there. You've got a clip with hidden hardware. The screw is going to be on the inside, but definitely very flexible, so you can get in and out. It's pretty round. It's not really flat on one side. It's going to cinch up far away enough and not a super sharp cutout on the lock bar, so that should avoid being a massive pocket shredder. You have some chamfering going all the way around there. We can see that. And it's not super sharp. I mean, it's catchy, but it's not super sharp. M390 there, and you see the number 47 over there, right? So pretty minimal. You got, again, that blade shape, satin finish there, and then the swedge on top, and then you've got this nice thumb studs. I like the thumb studs, nice stepped thumb studs. They work pretty well. And then when you drop it, it goes in and out like that, so that's really cool. So let's get some nice pictures for our little thumbnail. What do you think? So there we go. Let me wipe the blade off for our picture. So there's our nice little thumbnail picture. What do you think? I think it's a pretty cool little knife. I like it. All right. There you go. Recommended, not a favorite. I think it's a great buy at $140, $139, really. So definitely want to go check them out. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you want something a little bit bigger. Definitely not a super small knife. I like that. All right. If you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. Subscribing and liking the channel really helps me out, allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you to everyone out there who watches the videos, enjoys the content, is part of the live stream. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, maybe consider hitting that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content like this and other videos. And a big shout out to my channel members. I appreciate you. Do two amazing things. You encourage me. I don't do this full time. I do it part time. You remind me why I love doing this. And I really do mean that, because you guys are amazing. Secondly, because of your generous support, you allow me to do things sooner than I thought I could. For instance, I could do a once a week budget banger giveaway. I can check out knives like this that are being loaned to me and cover the cost of shipping and getting back to folks. I can pay for the licenses to post-process, post-edit videos after we've finished doing things like this. So thank you, channel members. You're huge. Huge support means a lot to me and allows me to keep doing what I'm doing. As a result of those two amazing things, I want to do two exclusive things from channel members. One, I want to, all new channel members, I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. So if you've never emailed me, never asked for a channel sticker, you're actively a member right now, email me your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. Now that does include maybe people who aren't necessarily brand new channel members, even though that's 99% of the time. That is, it could be someone who's been a member all along and just never asked, someone who was a member and then became a member again and hadn't asked yet. So if that is you, any of the above, email me your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. Secondly, I also like to do a once a month members exclusive giveaway, and that's just for the members. So every week we do a Budget Banger giveaway, but that once a week in a month, we'll have 2 giveaways. There'll be the Budget Banger giveaway and the members exclusive giveaway. So members, you'll be eligible for 2. You could theoretically win 2 knives in one night. And yeah, members do get to get into both giveaways because the members, it doesn't disqualify you from the regular one. And if you do win, I try to make sure it's like a little something, $100 or more, something that you would enjoy winning or giving as a gift. So it's just something exclusive for you, definitely above a Budget Banger, definitely something I think is cool. All right, if any of that sounds interesting, there is a link for being a channel member down below in the description. I have 3 different tiers, would love to have you, but don't ever feel obligated to do it. Do it because you want to. Don't want anybody ever to do it because they feel obligated. No, please don't. But if you do choose to become a channel member, I am humbled, I'm grateful, thank you. Sincerely, thank you. All right, if you haven't already, maybe check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.